Why are you so slow with your pressing
You're
of the
slow.
button? You're like 1, 2, 3.
Listen, I'm really.
Are you okay?
I'm going really fast in terms of coding in my head right now, so everything else is slower.
Well, welcome back to life. And come out of coding puzzle.
I can't. It's
solving.
Still in there.
I know.
So while we're talking, and this also has to be a short one because
because it's fall. Now it's fall,
It's
and
fall.
we're very serious.
So serious.
And it's not leisurely time like I didn't think the summer was very like leisurely.
No, I feel like we had a lot to do.
But now I feel like we're on fast forward. And the kids are getting up so early. Oh my God.
Is it bad that I'm already thinking about Christmas gifts and like what to buy on Black Friday for all the electronics and updates that I want to do?
You are so good. Talk about fast forwarding. Like I'm like this afternoon is what I'm thinking about. Like how can I do the meetings I have to go to and the lunch that we're going to, and then maybe get like 2 hours in the afternoon to actually do my work before the kids come home.
Yep.
That's the parental challenge right now. Is like you have this much time. Ready, go.
Small piece.
Are you not going to be able to talk on this podcast
I'm
because
not
you're
sure.
coding in your head? I can see the hamster going like this, and it's just like, and then all of a sudden you're like, yep, totally. You were doing this in the car yesterday too, where I would tell this like full on like long story, and you'd be like, yeah, and I'm like, that's not the right answer. It's not even close.
Listen, yesterday was hard. It's 9/11.
It was 9/11. It's always a hard day.
Respect.
It's an emotional day.
Yeah.
And anytime you even try to like talk about it in class or try to do anything with it, like
Talk with the kids.
I wrote a Substack about it yesterday. I was trying to like process it, but sometimes it just brings up all that stuff and then it's with you. Like you're carrying it around all day. It doesn't clear out. So, but yeah, and that's over. And now it's the next day and it feels better. But it's still busy.
Very.
Yeah. You're great. You're doing great.
I feel like I am.
It's a good, really just robust podcast right now. So why don't you tell the listeners and the viewers what you're working on that's making you so just full of words?
Well, one of the things that I always said, I was like, I'm not going to code anymore. I'm just not going to code anymore. No more coding. No more of like figuring that stuff out. And somehow I always end up back in it. And now I'm just like setting up JavaScript. I mean, although I don't have to hard code it anymore, right? Thank you. ChatGPT and AI, Claude, whichever app that you want to use. But I'm not doing any hardcore JavaScript or coding. It's all very basic content. Like a gazillion blogs have written about it. So all I need to do now, though, rather than looking for the right JavaScript from the right coder, is basically ask ChatGPT and it just writes it for me.
Depends it for you. So you would normally do like a Google search and like go through a whole bunch of blogs and it would take time.
Yeah, because Google search, like we all know, is great, but when it first started, but it's just now flooded with crap, and then its algorithm isn't always top notch, although I feel like it's getting better now that it has more AI. But even then, the way that it outputs your answers is just different. I don't know what it is. ChatGPT has figured out some kind of hospitality, I want to say, right? Because it's like, here, may I make you feel good while giving you this answer?
Yes, I know. And that was the big critique of GPT-5 when they just launched it like a month ago or so, where it wasn't as sycophantic is the word that they used. And sycophantic means, because everyone knows how much I love big words, that it's like pleasing to you, like it's trying to please you. And so it says like, Jannie, that's a great idea. And it like goes and does the thing, right? That was how it used to be in ChatGPT 4.
Yeah.
And people got used to it and people liked ChatGPT telling us like how great we are. And then they took it out originally in ChatGPT 5 and they just made it more straightforward. It wasn't like they made it like cold, right? But people thought it was cold in comparison to 4. And so literally Altman and the guys at OpenAI, they were like, we're sorry, we're adding it back in. Because people complain about it so much.
It is true. Like I was coding, like I asked it certain questions and like, great question. And it's kind of how do you read ChatGPT in your head though? It's like reading a text message, right? Is it like, great question or like, great question?
I know. I read it like, great question. You're a genius. I'm just like, thanks. But no, I know it's with ChatGPT, that's the sort of like, I don't know, it's like the blessing and the curse where you get kind of in with it. And this is why people get kind of like, sadly, people are getting like way addicted to it in ways that are not healthy. But you also get kind of addicted to it where your brain is just like, I was actually outside with Evelyn just now trying to think of Halloween costumes. And I had this sliver of a moment where we were brainstorming Halloween costumes for her where I was like, oh, I could ask ChatGPT this question. And then I'm like, Carrie, no. It's too far. So you have to use your own human brain, even when it's hard. Like when you're struggling to think of something, that's actually the best time because that means your brain is really working.
Can I ask you a random question?
I can't wait.
This is like back to what we were talking about, but so, you know, the whole Gen Z stare thing?
Yes.
So do you think when they're reading ChatGPT, do you think they're like, great question?
Oh, yeah, like maybe like more deadpan than,
Deadpan,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Are they deadpan in their mind too? Because I'm so
I
curious.
don't.
I just I don't. Are you okay?
I feel like the Gen Z stare thing is unfair. Here's why. I think it's a processing thing, and I think they don't know what to do. And so it's like the way that this TikTok trend that we're talking about has unfolded, where it's like the Gen Z stare, you ask them a question and they just stare back at you with like dead in the eyes, you know? It's just, I feel like there's just a whole bunch of like social things going on there that is not.
It's like the new Valley Girl, like.
I think a little bit. I think every generation has their thing where they're just like, and also I think sometimes people are asking them questions that they're just like, whatever, you know, right? And that's the whatever. Like, not, instead of like, we would have just been like dismissive because we're Gen X. We
Whatever.
Like,
also another versatile word.
you know, but I don't know. These like generational things I always think are kind of funny because we all have done it. Like we've all been rebellious or like, just like, I don't want to answer that.
Listen. I don't have a Jersey accent for a reason.
Yeah, but I do think you're right that people read into words differently. Like the text message, like if somebody texted you like whatever, it's like that Key and Peele thing that you and I were talking about. Like it was like a skit that you saw.
It was so
like,
good.
What do you mean whatever? But that's why you can't rely on text message either.
Sometimes it's good to pick up a phone.
I know. In person. Like so I think too, like the larger question in AI land that I've been thinking about is exactly that. Like, so what does human to human connection kind of mean when we're all kind of using these tools over here, like behind the scenes? I actually had this great conversation yesterday with a colleague that if we're starting to become a little bit more dependent on AI tools where we're all going to use them, but we're kind of not telling each other that we're using them, like what is even real, right? So all of a sudden you look real efficient and you look really good at your job and you're like powered by AI, right? But you're kind of still not telling people like, oh, I use ChatGPT all the time to do that. Because then we would judge you and we would be like, you need to use your human brain. Like, what are you doing? You're copying it out kind of thing. But eventually it might reach this point where like, that's what everybody's doing. It's a generally accepted kind of like baseline. And then we see what we do from there.
When do you think you and I are going to start using agentic AI?
I don't know. I'm trying to be skeptical of agentic AI because I really like, I'm already putting something on my body that's tracking me. But it tracks my workouts, which I just sort of feel like is sort of like, yay, Apple, you want my 30-minute run, like you got it, you know? But more than that feels like a lot to give. Like that's where like I think the trade-offs of AI start to become much larger because you're giving more of your financial information, you're giving your schedule, you're giving like where you go for coffee, how long it takes you to get there, what route you take, you know? And I always tell the students that with like massive convenience, like because that AI will help you make your day so streamlined, comes like a huge privacy trade-off. I don't know if I'm ready to give AI my financial information yet. I don't know about you.
I feel like it already has. I mean, like
it probably does. It's probably
all of our retirement info, bank info. Like every time I'm using my face to open up my bank account.
I mean, that is in the platform. I mean, maybe this is just an illusion of safety, but those are in specific platforms. I think when it goes into like a larger model, that's when I get a little bit. But I'll probably get over that real quick.
I feel like it's the same how I felt with when iPhone just first started. I'm just waiting for everyone to figure it out first and then like wait for all the bugs and issues. Like I don't need to be the guinea pig.
Yes.
Let everybody else figure it out and then we'll use it.
I totally agree. I feel like this is kind of like a slow and steady moment. Like I don't feel like I need to be the very first to put all my personal data out there and try it out. You know?
You lose your data first.
Good luck. Yeah. Because the first question I always get when we talk about agentic AI is like, what about hacking? And I'm always like, what about hacking? Like, we don't know yet, you know, and I'm sure someone's going to figure out how to get into your stuff real quick.
It's so scary.
Yeah, because like with any innovation comes like a want, like almost like a black market for it, you know, like a want to like figure out how to take it down almost. Yeah.
Who knows?
But yeah, I just think there's a lot there in AI right now, and it's interesting that we're really starting to teach it. Like we're starting to kind of embrace it more.
Well, they just made Figma Make, which is a new app by Figma, where for educators, they made it accessible for educators, which means I get it free.
Yeah.
But it basically it turns your design and makes it interactive for you.
Wow.
So you no longer have to do like wireframes, but you have to have the right text prompts to make sure that it does what you want it to do. And I was talking to a social media friend who we used to work with a long time ago, and she was using it. She's like, I've used it, but it took like a bunch of attempts in order to finally get to where she wanted it to be. And then I think the app is like, you know, you're right. And I'm like, yeah, that's right, I'm right. Like,
I worked really hard on that, actually.
Dumb. She said she used other words, but I think I will censor that. But it was really funny.
Oh my God. Yeah. But so it's interesting because like they ask like, what do the kids need to know going into like the age of AI? And like all the tech bros say that they need things like they need to be like the best question askers that they can be. So I think that proves that out.
I think so. And just finding it's all going to be about creative ideas. It's no longer like, how do we make it eventually? Maybe.
I mean,
but if they don't have any creative original ideas, like, then what do you do?
Yeah. And I saw this article yesterday. So Sam Altman is OpenAI, head of OpenAI, which makes ChatGPT. And he actually expressed something in this article. I only read the summary, so don't, quote me on this. But it wasn't a TikTok at least. But he said that, so they've used all of the data that's ever been in the internet already. They've already cycled through the entire internet. Like anything that's ever been posted on the internet, they cycled through. And then some, because they're uploading like old books, like they're uploading like anything they can get their hands on without getting sued now that everyone understands that this is how it works, right? But he said that like his concern is that, so if everything goes through AI, then everything becomes like generically AI, right? And so then there's nothing new. The only new ideas that can come is from humans, right? AI is not going to generate new ideas just yet. It might at some point, obviously. But he's concerned that we're just going to be like regurgitating the same drivel over and over again. I'm like, but it's your fault. Like, you're the one who made it this way.
Well, I mean, it's already kind of happening even on social media.
Yeah.
You've been on it long enough, you see the same crap over and over.
Yeah, and there's a lot of articles about like the homogenization of our writing that I use in my writing classes, that it's almost inspiring in a sense to be a human in the middle of this, because you know that you have a human brain that can come up with new ideas like any day of the week, right? And you control that. So my other larger existential question right now is like, what is human value going to look like? Because that's very valuable, and we're going to need that as AI comes up alongside us. The real question though is like, when AI is able to do almost every single thing that we're able to do, and most of those things like better, I think that's when the human value conversation starts to really shift, and I think that's when it's going to get uncomfortable.
I think we were talking about this at one point, like in all the sci-fi movies, what are all the public doing in like
what
the
is
future?
Their job?
They're all just walking around in a beautiful day in a wonderful field, like looking
busy.
What is it? Guardians of the Galaxy. If you really look at what all the people are doing, they're not doing anything. They're just
I never thought of
walking
that.
around, maybe doing some art.
Oh yeah. But what would be like the best outcome of AI is that if humans were just charged with like making art. Because it's like the ultimate creativity. Like if we all decided like, okay, AI can do absolutely everything else, like science, engineering, like whatever.
Oh, what would you do? And
it does all the like grunt work and all the work that nobody wants to do. And then our science and engineer people up here are just charged with only the creative parts, only the new idea parts. I mean, and the same thing for art and artists. Like, I guess that would be cool. Like, there is something though in the process of making the thing too, though, that I feel like would get lost. So you just like, you're almost like an executive, like you sit at the top and you just think of ideas.
Your art is thinking it and then it disappears.
Which like in a way sounds very exciting, but it's like, but you're not as connected to it. But I don't know, is that even going to matter?
I know. Enjoy the journey. What happens to the journey?
like, because you and I both paint with oils, like, so we're downstairs in the basement, like on a canvas, like mixing colors together, and there's something about that like tactile experience that's part of the art. And so if you dissociate that, is it still going to be, it's definitely not going to be the same thing, but is it still going to be art, and is it going to be enough of an artistic process to even satisfy that part of your brain that wants to do that?
That's crazy.
I know.
I think about like, so just as technology is built, like we just subscribed to the Sunday newspaper, like again, which I'm so excited to have again, because it wasn't available in our apartment building for a while. I don't know why, because it gets delivered to Wegmans, so like just one more stop over here.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for our kids to see what a newspaper looks like, because otherwise they would not know. And so I don't know how many people on this block are actually getting the New York Times. So it would be interesting to see like how many students in our gigantic school actually know what a newspaper feels like, right? Is anybody at SU like actually going to the library and checking out the newspaper, or they're just all on their apps? Right?
I feel like if you had to for an assignment, like that would probably be why you would do that. But like I am looking forward. It's actually my least favorite sensory experience besides popsicle sticks in your teeth. That's my number one. I hate it. But I don't love ink on your fingers from the newspaper. But
don't touch the ink part.
But it inevitably gets all over me because I'm messy. Like I can't stop it. But I'm looking forward to it. So that's how much I want that tactile experience.
The only sad thing I'm sad for the kids about is that they don't get a comics section. There's no comic section.
There isn't?
In the Star Ledger in Jersey, I just remember as a kid always getting the comics section. And my dad must have been so excited because it got me reading, right? Because I hate reading, but I'll do it.
You've come around to reading a little bit.
I have. Good influences, obviously. But it'll our whole plan, share in the ideal scenario, Sunday mornings, no electronics until 1 p.m., us included,
which we have anyway. Like that's already in place.
It's already in place.
Everyone understands it. They don't love it, but they do it.
So the idea is we would get the New York Times, and it's so massive on a Sunday that in the morning Taylor could get the sports section, Evelyn can get the fashion, and then you can get your book section.
I can have the book
review. And I will read the business section, and so on.
And we're just all gonna like sip our drinks and sit at this table and just be like pontificating intellectually on the world. It's gonna be so good.
Follow us on social media and you'll see what actually happens.
Meanwhile, it's gonna be like, I don't want to do that. Why do I have to?
Will you go outside and play soccer with me?
We'll play soccer. When can we play Fortnite? Mama.
Hey, no, the best is when Taylor comes in the morning and he's like, Mommy, I have a great idea.
Oh, it's always.
I have an idea.
It's always some compromise plan.
What if I do all my chores, and do every single thing you ask me to, and then I could have electronics after I'm done, which is usually like 30 minutes.
Yeah, like then we'd be having electronics at like 8 a.m. like
sometimes
7. And we're like, no.
Great idea. I love, and we don't just say no, right? Because that sucks to hear. Nobody wants to hear no immediately. So we soften it like, great idea. I love where your head is at. I like your positioning and your negotiation skills. But today is 1 p.m.
Yeah, the deadline still stands. Yeah. No, and it's like the amount of pre-planning. I know. And then he's just like, fine.
All right, time check.
9:01.
Woo!
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We probably have time for like one or two more topics.
One more topic.
Oh, I will always
one
more.
Know.
Yeah.
Taylor.
I know. Just, ADHD brain wants what it wants, Jannie. And it's like everything all the time. What else are we doing today? We have a lunch.
We're meeting some new people today.
Oh, we've been meeting lots of new people. Oh my gosh.
We're making new friends.
And I'm excited to meet them, but also we've been to 2 curriculum nights this week for school. And I'm just kind of like new people out in a way.
This week was a lot.
It was a lot because we also started gymnastics with Evelyn, like for her like regular weekly gymnastics, and we've just been like, doing that parent like
PTA meeting,
monthly
PTA meeting,
driving people everywhere.
I'm volunteering at the 5th grade festival,
which I'm just so
I'm scared.
It said like food and DJ, and I would like to know what both of those things mean.
Well, they also said that most parents like will need you basically to just oversee. And I'm like, why do you need so many people to like chaperone?
Okay, so
it is massive. There's like lots of people. It's a district-wide middle school.
But my first thought is like stop fights.
Oh.
Like just or like arguments or like little, you know, boy tussles that probably happen.
I'm kind of wondering how many boys will remember me from basketball.
Probably a lot because
coach.
I saw the curriculum night last night. I saw like half the team, like their parents, and they were like, "Jannie was the best coach." I'm like, I know. But I feel like the district wide thing is really interesting because we've gone around in a lot of different sports, and so we do know people from elsewhere, which is sort of nice.
That is nice.
But yeah, I feel like I was like talking to a lot of parents last night, and I was just kind of like, oh my God, this is social overwhelm. But it would be nice to do like a nice just like lunch with new people that we want to meet and hang out with a little bit.
And then I will go into the chaos.
Yes, I know. And then
I gotta make sure we're back in time. I have to be there at 2.
I know. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the listeners really want us to know too.
Obviously.
I know.
Right.
Obviously, we have a full day, and Jannie's already coding in her head, so we're gonna go.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.